I'm excited. It's Friday. It's so close to Galciv release, and we're streaming. We're streaming the build that is so hot off the presses you don't even know, and it's very exciting. We're so close, and we're getting there. And the game is looking so good. I was just taking some screenshots. Which I'll share with you guys, and then I forgot to move on to this computer. Some screenshots of what ships looked like in Alpha, and then Beta 4, and then Beta 6, with the final lighting system, and they're so much better. No, it's cool. It shows. I mean, it shows off how much of a freaking ninja Jesse is what it does.
Well, a lot of people have done a lot of work, but it's funny because most of these things are all things you have planned, but it's just finding the time to do them. You know.
Right.
Matter of fact, they just last couple. Anyways, let me. Hello, I'm Paul. Blah blah blah.
Sorry, that's Paul. He's the lead designer.
So this is beta 6 patch 1 something often that we're playing, and in this for the first time is the tutorial. So I'm gonna play through the tutorial, and so when you start the tutorial, this is what you get. You are the Terran Remnant, and you're trying to find a new home. So this essentially takes place about a half a year before the campaign. And you are this wayward little fleet led by this dude, and you're in search of a refuge. And the way we do the campaign is through the conversation pop-up system. So essentially I'm starting up, and the Iconians here are going to actually kind of help me get started. So the Iconians show up, and they're like, hey, you guys look pretty beat up. I'm not actually reading the exact lines.
I forgive you.
And then you can say, yeah, well, we just want to find a safe place to lick our wounds and rebuild. Or you can say, like, Iconian cowards, if you'd been better allies, the Drengens would not be feeding on our people.
Feasting, yes.
I'm going to go ahead and go with this. Okay, so and then he'll say, depending on how you respond, he'll respond to you differently. In this case, he essentially says, oh, well, you look haggard. There's a nearby habitable planet that you should move on to. So this is our way of essentially teaching people to colonize at the get-go. And if you actually want all of these responses that actually have a little tutorial video, we'll have this little show me here. So I could just say, we'll take your offer, and because I know how to play the game, I could just skip on, but I'm going to hit show me. And this will actually show a little video of me clicking on the ship. It says, to colonize refuge, simply select the ship, THS Hope, or TAS, then right-click on the planet.
Hooray.
All ship movement this way. So this is essentially how we're going to do how we're doing our tutorial. So now I'm going to do like that guy just told me.
I can't tell you how many people have been asking about the tutorial.
Yeah. So now I colonize the planet, and now whenever it's not the Iconians talking at me, it's going to end up being my tech advisor. So my tech advisor shows up as commander. This planet is ideal for colonization, but we need to build up some infrastructure. And I can say, well, I don't know how to play the game, so he says, I would recommend starting by building a factory. And I can say, well, a factory would be helpful. How do I build a factory? So I can sit here, and it'll actually show you. Click the factory, move over here, and then it'll say some little notes about you can make your improvements more powerful by building them adjacent to each other. Keep an eye out for planetary features that can boost them. So this is kind of how we're covering the basics.
Hooray!
So now I go in here. I'm gonna do just what he told me. Here's a little. I don't know if it'll come across on the stream, but if you notice,
it's pretty high quality. It should come across pretty well.
The Fresnel
Halo.
Yeah. Finally it's working. It looks so much better, and it's funny is that's like he did it in like a half a day, but it's just like finding the time to do it.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
It's like one of those little,
this
totally is literally better. A polish point, and it makes the planets look 10 times better.
I was telling you, I was doing those comparison screenshots. Man, the HDR makes all the difference on the planets out in the galaxy on the main map. It makes all the difference.
Also, this is now a skybox instead of a picture.
Nice.
People knew that, but this has been a picture since like Alpha 1. So so now then I finished doing that, and he goes, hey, I'm paraphrasing. You should probably do some research. I said, well, how do I research technologies? And it'll actually say, click on the button, click on a tech, there are categories. So you can essentially read through the thing, and it'll tell you how to do that.
Hooray.
So now I can actually go up here and hit the technology button. And I'm going to go for planetary improvement or whatever. And when I'm done, I'm going to say, hey, are there ways that I can research faster? And he will show me. You can adjust your spending. So we're really kind of hand-holding. Now,
that's awesome.
All of these have the option to just be skipped. But I do recommend even experienced players should play the tutorial because it's actually a mission. It's actually a little game. You have to hunt down and kill some pirates. Then you have to befriend the Iconians. And then in the end, you have to go take out the Drengen. And it is also a little bit of a prequel to the campaign. It essentially ends with the call from D.L. Bradley to meet up at Archaea and start the taking back Earth.
Nice.
So anyways, and then like I can here one more time. I can say, oh, how do I move ships? Set a destination. So you can essentially right click, and this will tell you essentially how to move a ship.
Hooray.
So I'm going to do that, but I know the pirate's over there, so I'm going to cheat. And I'm going to set this guy on command, explore.
If you don't read the patch notes, by the way, I'm just going back to some of the stuff I was doing with those screenshots. The amount by which we've cut memory usage is almost staggering. Like even beta 4 to beta 6 is like it's even on a tiny map, because I was just loading up a tiny map to do screenshots. It was like 40% on a tiny map, but it's much more than that on the larger the map that gets. So I mean, it's like, man, beta has been so helpful, you guys. I can't even tell you.
I was just talking to a gentleman about this, and he's like, well, how do you feel about early access? And well, it has, we've always done essentially we just called it, access. And before there was early access, we just called it beta. And we very much have always been accustomed to it. And I think that even in today's world, okay, so look at that.
God, it looks so much better. Oh,
look
and the shadow
how
from the
much
moon.
better that looks. Good job.
Oh my goodness. Oh, somebody's coming into the streaming room.
Probably Brad.
Oh, he is.
It's
oh my.
Brad.
It is. Now remember, Brad, if
that.
you're going to talk, you have to actually get into the microphone, or you can just have mine. That's also fine. We have people coming into the stream, which is great, but then they talk and people can't hear them, and it's all a disaster. You can't see him yet, but Brad has entered the room.
All right. Hey, is it twitch.tv.sport/Stardock?
It is twitch.tv/Stardock. If you haven't met him before, Brad is the Stardock founder and CEO and the creator of Galactic Civilizations 3, who's been burning the midnight oil on the AI a little bit lately. Although he's in a good mood. He was here till some ridiculous hour last night and came in today in a good mood, which I feel like has good implications for the AI.
All right. I just tweeted it. Well, let's see. I'm happy to join you guys on there, but I don't know how to talk into the microphone in a way that you guys can hear.
Well,
Let me see if I can move this a little.
yeah, Paul can just kind of move it over. And I mean, you can also just take it off of the stand, too.
Hey, who's playing? Wait. Are you watching a video? Oh, you're playing the tutorial.
This magical new idea that somebody had of putting a tutorial in the game for people.
Well, I've been having my reviewer hat on. I says no tutorial, ding, 5 minutes.
Oh yeah.
Points.
Oh, for sure. No. So I'm gonna. Let's see. Yeah, you're all right. Okay. People are excited that you joined, Brad. By the way.
Can you hear us?
Hey, Joe. Yeah. Can you? Well,
I can turn you up a little bit. There. Hopefully people can hear you. If you can't hear Brad, holler in the chat.
so I just finished making a Total Biscuit race.
You did. I saw you made the Angry Joe race later, which
I
we
did
got out on
yesterday.
Twitter.
Yep. Well, he already had a logo. I mean that I could use. I know Total Biscuit has a top hat, but it's a black top hat in its space. So I had to do some Photoshop love to it to make it look good. So, all right. So that was pretty fun to do that. And then I asked Sarah to make it so that so I make my races, and then when I play against them, though, it's using their color. So you end up with a bunch of races with the same player colors. So
Right.
that's they're fixing that right now.
Sweet. So Brad
Not in
was
time for today's build, though.
Yeah, Brad was playing around with the race editor and made Angry Joe. If you don't know him, is a YouTuber and a streamer, and is very amusing, and we were very excited about Angry Joe. So we put him in the game, as it were.
Yeah, well, I mean, he's not in
the game, but as a custom factor.
Because I didn't ask his permission or anything,
Right.
and I did the same thing with Total Biscuit.
That's awesome.
Even though he likes Protoss, which
but you can actually download at least the Angry Joe one. I think you put up for download on the forum.
Yep, and I'm about to do the same thing with the Total Biscuit one.
Nice.
They both came out really cool though. The Total Biscuit one is a little bit fancier because I knew more what I was doing when I did him.
Sure.
So he has cooler looking ships.
I just heard, by the way, that Derek is going to join us for a modding tutorial stream for release week, which is awesome.
The modding on this game is insane.
There's so much modding. It's going to be awesome. Let's see. People can hear you in the chat, which is awesome, which we're very excited about. We got a ton of questions, which is great. Thank you for dropping the questions in the chat. We love to answer them. We never get to answer everything on Galciv Fridays because there are too many questions and we just don't get to them. But if you do want to post something, please tag at Stardock in your message because then it'll highlight it for me in the chat and I can actually see it. Otherwise, there's just way too much chat. So anyway, if you haven't heard, the plan is that we're going to put out Beta 6 Patch 1 as an opt-in today. So that should be going out later this afternoon, I
It's
believe.
only an opt-in. It's just so much better than 6.
It is. But it should be going out as an opt-in today, which is great. So you can get into that from your Steam client, which is awesome. So
What's that? I've never seen that. Oh, I'm sorry. That's the tutorial again.
we had a question: when is edge scrolling coming in?
It's in
about an hour, actually. I believe it's 6.1. Not Beta 6.
Well, it's in my build. Too bad for you people.
Yeah. Well, as soon as you want to give out the VPN credentials so people can grab it.
Everyone asks. So I had a question back. What is wrong with you people? Why would you want edge scrolling? Use the left mouse button, grab the screen, and move it around. Edge scrolling is like, I don't even.
Are we going to make it optional, or is it going to be on by default?
It will be off by default.
Okay, yeah, I approve of that.
I used to edge scroll in StarCraft and it gave me carpal tunnel.
Yeah.
There you go. We're
worst.
saving lives.
A
That's
lot of
right.
bronze leaguers do that.
That's a pretty apt. I did mean StarCraft 1, to be fair.
Okay.
I had mended my ways by the time StarCraft 2 came out. Although I am still pretty Bronze League.
I am not
to be
gonna
real.
because of your video game. I will not make it to Masters in StarCraft this season.
Oh well, everyone has to make sacrifices, Brad.
It is. Well, I was hoping it would have been a good marketing thing. So, in fact, I'm still stuck in platinum.
Oh,
I didn't.
that's just
I know they
embarrassing.
redid their system, and so I got.
Why do they even let you play that game anymore? That's ridiculous.
What?
Why do they even let you play anymore? Platinum. Jeez.
I know, and it's just Protoss people.
If you don't work with Brad, you don't know that he's been on this Protoss are for horrible people kick lately because
Only for the last 15 years.
which is too bad because I do kind of love the Protoss. I'm gonna be real with you.
No, a lot of newbies prefer them, right? I mean, if you don't have any skill, Protoss is the skill race to do. You just select your blob and you hit A, and then where you want to move, and then everything dies, and you go, wow, look how skilled I was. I built the right units.
Yeah,
from
see?
I learned from the internet.
See, that sounds pretty fun to me, to be honest.
Yeah.
But that's why I am gonna be all up on Ashes of the Singularity. That is my kind of game. So, which is another RTS that Stardock is making, which looks awesome.
Yeah, that
which
one,
will be in early
that's
access.
Gonna be,
It is gonna be
wow.
awesome.
Yeah, Ashes is when people go. I've seen people online who have seen screenshots of Ashes and go, well, that's not that big of a deal. There's not that many units, and you want to like. But that's only one of the 19 battles currently going on the map. That was just one battle.
It's going to be awesome. So that's
like
going to
that
be
battle only has like 200, 300 units. Like, yeah, one battle.
Yeah. So Ashes is going to be out in early access later this summer, I believe, is the hope, the plan. So you can look forward to that. Thaddeus Farron asks, any chance for a Galciv 2 color picker to come back?
Oh my God, that's what they're. That's the thing. It is absolutely coming back. Oh my God, I'm so frustrated by us not having that. That even as we're talking right now, even though it won't be in the custom race part, what will happen is when you play someone else, it will at least give them
something
else.
Sure.
But yes, that is totally coming back because that's
Correct.
driving me crazy.
Our resident.
It won't make it for release though.
Okay.
We don't want to touch anything that's it's locked down. I have all kinds of stuff I want to do, but I mean we're at the end of
Right.
release cycle.
our resident person who is very concerned about the specializations in the tech tree, Zapgun for Hire, who hits this question every week. Are there plans to rework the tech trees in light of the new specialization mechanic? Not being able to upgrade extreme worlds fully is causing quite a lot of concern. I'm guessing he's one of those guys that wants to make every planet like a class 25.
I don't blame them. Paul is a finisher too.
Okay.
And the answer to that is
Trade with them. Trade for them.
Oh, there you go.
Is one, you're supposed to trade for that, and two, what will happen is that no, we're not going to rework the existing ones. What we want to do is create new tech trees when you make a custom civ. So
Okay.
right now you have to do a tech tree because we can make any number of tech trees. Is allow people who want to do that to because those are going to be the people who are pretty hardcore. Very interested in the. I don't want to be on the screen. Oh my god,
it's gonna be brilliant.
I haven't. Yeah.
You're gonna love it.
Paul and I are basically like shift disorder or something. I almost stayed until you came in this morning before I left, but I had to get home.
I actually saw that Derek hadn't checked in the editor, and I was like, oh my god, they're still there.
What? No. I checked
then,
in the editor.
And then I was like, oh no, Brad checked in at 3 o'clock.
Yeah.
Whereas I went home at 11:30 like a sane person.
Yeah. And then you got up at 5.
Yeah. And then I got here at 6. But that's not the point.
I'm super behind on questions. Sorry,
All right,
everybody.
yes.
All right,
Let
go
us-
ahead. Go. Well, all right.
No, it's all
so
right.
you'll have other tech trees to choose from when you make your custom civ. But no, the human tech tree is canon, and it is that you have to make those choices.
Paul, the planets look so much better.
They do.
Oh my
No, they
God.
don't.
They do. Look at that.
All right,
We were
where's
talking
your
about
dark
that
side
earlier,
of the
but-
planet? Oh, that's not very dark. I can't even. Where are the lights? And so I would just be here as like the anti-marketing guy, right?
Actually, that's true. The dark
That's okay.
isn't as dark as it would happen.
Not even close. I already have it in as a bug report.
All right.
Oh, but I love the Halo so much. We got to be able to.
You can have
He
your
added
Halo.
the Halos, and then I think what happened was because of that, they had already raised the ambient. Now it's like double dipped. We can
Oh.
fix that, yeah.
We had a bunch of people asking multiplayer campaign ?
No multiplayer campaign. First, I want to see how many people are using multiplayer.
Yeah.
There's been reports of instability late game in it. Now, I mean, I haven't had any problems with it, but I don't play multiplayer with huge. Well, first of all, I'm playing multiplayer with people I know on a LAN, and they're on tiny maps. So, I mean, it is one of those tough things in multiplayer, like getting 2 people to sit down for like 2 days is
Right.
a real challenge.
Right. So right now, no multiplayer campaign. Certainly, if people want to make, more multiplayer focused maps, that is a thing that you could do very easily. We don't have anything.
By the way,
like
did you guys
super...
get my checked in? I checked in Duel and Apocalypse. Are they in the game now?
I couldn't tell you. off the top of my
Okay.
head. But there's no reason why they wouldn't be if you check them in.
I didn't. I put them on the Skype channel.
Let's see.
But yeah, I actually made some new multiplayer maps so that
Oh, nice.
because
It's nice to have. It's nice to,
no offense to my fellow Stardockians, but not a lot of. I mean, multiplayer is a different experience, and it should be treated as such. So you need different. Anyone who's playing multiplayer, if you're not playing it co-op, you should not be playing random maps. That's insane.
Right,
Because you're
no,
playing
for sure.
competitively.
For sure.
They're not balanced. They're not intended to be.
Let's see. Adeladner says the lag is terrible today. I'm sorry, man. I'm actually not seeing any dropped frames on my end, so I'm guessing that's sad to say a you problem. If anybody is seeing a lot of lag, certainly post in the chat so I can see it. But my dashboard says that we are in the green today.
Yeah, our ISDN line's working out pretty good. I mean,
Oh, it's great. No, we have a ton. We have a ton of
128 k per kilobits.
We have a ton of bandwidth upstream. The problem, I think, was that when Brian is doing like compares or pushing new builds up to Steam, I think it's eating all the bandwidth and causing us Twitch problems.
Or Ashes download. My God, that thing's insane to download.
It's large. So anyway, we'll post a stream on YouTube
Yeah,
afterwards.
more questions.
So it's all good. Let's see. What is the plan for AI governors?
Yeah, they will not make it in for release. They are disabled because they just haven't been balanced enough.
Okay.
So it's one of those things where they're kind of in. They're just you can't see them.
Sure.
But I know that our
The
fans.
AI is using
Yeah,
them.
I was
fine.
gonna. I would say I want everyone to know that they will feel. I know that they'll be happy to know that the AI is using that feature. So I really appreciate the hard work and dedication that the men and women and development team did to put in the AI governors because I'm using them.
So they're going to be in a post release patch though, I believe, right?
Oh,
and
yeah.
they'll be free. They're not going to be DLC or anything.
Ooh, I like that. I like the.
I believe anyway.
Well, I only any bug fixes obviously should be DLC.
Right.
You shouldn't just get free bug fix. I mean, game compiled.
What more do you want? It works on my
I
machine.
mean, it doesn't compile, but it comes close.
Let's see. Are there currently plans for a marine mod to capture ships, like to send out like assault shuttles and capture enemy ships? Paul, that was quite a look.
Currently, no. I do have an idea for a trade in one of the. I was thinking for the Snathy that when you fight a battle, if you win, you get to keep one of their ships.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Yes,
Very cool.
We haven't announced the Snathi as a major race, you know.
No,
Well,
but I've talked about them.
Paul has talked about that at length.
That's my.
Oh, okay.
That's my.
That's okay.
It's a gag at this point.
It is kind of a gag. It's like the duck
I
armor and
want.
Sorcerer
Well,
King.
they need to be fully animated. I want.
Yeah, no, that's why.
I want my cycle squirrels fully animated and frothing.
And from the forum thread where you were asking about what people want in DLC, it seemed like people were into more major civs as DLC.
Now, here's the question though: do they want more major civs? Because I'm not super keen on actually packaging the civs as much as how about us creating the videos and the assets so people can make more custom civs themselves.
They want both. Like they want a major civ, and then they want those to be able to use those parts, right? The portrait, the animated portrait, and the new tech tree, and the new ship parts and stuff. They want all those parts to be able to use for their own custom factions as well. That's what I would see.
I don't think the Archean. Well, hey, you come on our Twitch show, you should be able to get inside scoop, right? I mean, there should be some benefit. I would say that this is not for sure, but we have the Archeans and the Taurians that we're waiting to bring back. They will not show up in a DLC though.
Yeah, they'll be an expansion.
That will be part of the first expansion.
Oh, okay.
But there are a bunch of other guys that we would like to bring back, like the Quarks. And
the Drath or
the Drath are gone, aren't they?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Well, I saw a lot of people asking for
I
them.
murdered them.
Yes, I say,
I mean, literally
killed them.
Yeah, I know. It's a sad thing because they came from Alteria. They're actually anyway.
Somebody was asking in the chat, what build is this? This is I believe what we're staging for the opt-in.
This is the opt-in.
So this is it might be up on Steam by the time we finish the stream actually.
I know they were uploading it earlier.
Yeah,
maybe that's why we're getting lag, like you were saying.
Oh, we weren't getting lag though. I'm telling you, it was a downstream thing, not an upstream. I'm telling you.
I probably shouldn't have sent this transport unarmed all the way.
I can't believe you've not run into a pirate.
I already killed all the pirates.
That was a question.
That was
actually,
part of the mission.
Did you change the pirate starbase strength? Was another question we had in the chat.
There are a couple things that we did not do for this build that are going in before release. One, not just the pirate. All the shipyards and starbases are a little overkilled.
I did nerf them a little.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that looks pretty reasonable. The 610, 813, 510.
Yeah, that's a lot better. They were like overkill
Yeah.
before. The other thing, and I don't know if you tweaked it, but I did not get around to tweaking, is that we made shipyards a little too expensive in Beta 6.
So that'll be fixed.
No, that's not
Or
fixed.
it's not fixed yet.
It's not fixed. I meant to fix that, and I got distracted. That is.
I will.
It will be in the.
I did totally nerf the missionary centers, the antimatter plant, and the missionary center was just a plain typo. Like 0.5, like 50% boost to your planet's influence per turn. Like, oh my god.
Yeah, that one was that happens. Those 0.5s and 0.5s have gotten. At one point I accidentally had a thing where, see, you're supposed to. I'm kind of cheating on this. You're supposed to come colonize this planet, but instead I'm just gonna go kill the Drengen.
Drengen need to be killed.
What
That's
I'm
fine.
doing.
I see. Well, it is good to have the tutorial. I am impressed how many trigger stuff we got in this game.
And there's more. We just didn't. We don't.
Now,
use
will
it all
modders
here.
be able to use this stuff?
Yep. Oh, not only that, I plan on.
How are they
going
to use it? Because the map editor, we don't have a map editor that comes with the game.
Oh, well, You can actually. Well, that's true. You'll need the map editor, so they won't tell.
So that there's DLC. There's your DLC map editor. People are gonna want that.
But the scenario editor will be part of like the modding tools, so people can literally make their own scenarios. I'd love to eventually see them all over.
You guys
shareable.
Yeah, well, we need to get the Steamworks integration in.
Yeah,
Steam
which is planned for soon post release, as soon as we can get it in, basically.
Yeah, I told them that they has to wait to post release. Anything that could cause a blow up.
Right, but we absolutely do want to support.
Sorry,
Steamworks
you're missing an icon.
Oh my God!
Live
You know,
debugging.
Archaeology Lab. Paul, remember that.
Let's see. We have so many questions that I'm sorry
right.
that I'm not getting to them.
All right, let's go.
Sorry. Let's see. You've probably already seen from the thread, there are some issues with sharing faction files with other people. That sucks. We should fix that.
I have not seen that problem.
We will get on that.
Wait,
I apologize for
what
that.
is the issue?
That it's not working. That dropping somebody else's faction file into your directory isn't working. Apparently, I don't know. It's on the forums. We'll check it out after the stream.
So my Angry Joe's not working?
It might not be, which would suck.
Yeah,
and we're gonna fix it.
I assumed it would work because I.
Well, yeah, and
it works on my home machine.
And the faction contest has entered the voting phase, so you can go to galciv3.com and vote for the winners or the winner of the faction
that will
contest.
be something we absolutely got to fix before shit.
Well, and because you can download the winners, or you can download the finalists from the faction contest as well. So we absolutely need to fix that. We did have some really cool entries, by the way.
Oh, that's awesome! Because what's going to happen is you see how on that screen where Paul is right now is that when you do create, you'll be able to export your race.
Right.
So you won't even have to do all the nonsense you do.
Oh, of moving files.
My game. Oh, I need looking at the documents of my games. It'll just export it. It'll create a .galciv faction and GC3 faction file. You'll double click on it and it'll automatically install it and it'll show up. It'll be, and you'll get them from Steamworks or share them with via Steamworks. It'll be really cool.
Nice.
We say we play it when I play this game because I don't really care about people playing the game. In fact, they're a necessary evil because they fund my evil research. But I have 100 player AI games going, and that's pretty much how the game should be played without people. Right? So I don't
only robots
no
to be
humans
murdered.
playing, it's just the AI playing itself. That's the way the game was designed.
Excellent. So, all right, Admirals ? Paul's talked about that in the past. That's
the expansion.
Yep.
Good God, you are Steph is
we've
going
talked
to
about
kill
it.
you.
Oh, whatever. We're fine. We're building excitement. So let's see. Will there be some method other than middle mouse button to rotate and move the camera in both design and battle view?
There should be eventually. There should be.
Oh, like hotkeys. Yeah.
No, there should be. There's going to be a lot more. By the way, do we have the hotkeys in for commanding your ships?
I believe they're in. Yes.
I saw a big. Command it.
I saw a big patch note about additional hotkeys for.
And yes, there they are. Okay.
Yay!
Yes, because Tom Chick would fillet me.
Yes, he would.
And I mean, I don't mean that figuratively. I mean, like as
like
in
with a knife.
He would be. Yeah, that is the secret nobody wants you to know about AI development.
Yeah, sorry about that, everybody. We've been having some intermittent connection issues with Twitch, and we're trying to lock those down. So definitely apologize for that. We're doing what we can. I'm logging timestamps and figuring out what else is going on our network and trying to fix it because it sucks. And I apologize.
Back.
So.
That's the correct.
That's the right one. It's just very bright.
Yeah, your bright. Did you reset your brightness and contrast in here?
Oh, it's probably at whatever the defaults are.
Well, maybe. Yep, they are okay. Yeah, brightness and contrast works now. Yay! Don't mess with it.
Can I turn off edge scroll? Oh wait, can I turn on
interface? Go to interface. Edge scroll.
Enable edge scroll. Let's see.
All right.
Oh, I hate it.
Yeah, turn it. Get it off. Get off. Anyway, what I was saying is that one of the hardest things for AIs to be competitive in these games is that if you actually have a tech tree and not a tech path, it is really nasty for the AI. And Galciv humans are way better at focusing. than AIs are. AIs are good
Right.
at brute force. So the bottom line is that at least if you want the AI, if you're good at these games, if you're a very skilled player, you're going to have to turn up the difficulty level. There's just no way around it. Now, one of the things I'd like to do, because the hard part isn't the AI keeping up with you in manufacturing, it's the tech tree. And there's no, unless I sit there and script it for you, right? Like, and going back to StarCraft, build orders, right? I mean, there's a cottage industry of your moves. Well, 1 minute and 40 seconds, you need to get that barracks up, and da. Well, this game is like that too. I don't want to do that for the AI. Are we on?
Yeah, we're on.
Oh,
we're
okay.
on. Sorry, no, I'm just trying to keep track of chat, and this is why you have a producer.
Bottom line is, I'll be working on the AI for this for years.
Yeah. So, people are asking, what's Starstream? What's Starstream? That's the name of the Steam account that I set up for the streaming room. It's not a secret project or anything.
It's a new secret project. Oh, hey, I never looked
No,
at
that's
Mars.
Star Swarm.
Ooh, look at that. Look how good Mars looks.
I know it does look good. Is that a new Mars?
It's the same Mars. It's that damn Fresnel.
Though
Halo.
I don't know if it looks stylized now a little bit. It actually looks more like Off-Road Trading Company's Mars.
Oh, it does kind of.
It
Oh,
is-
we had a question that it pertains to this conversation, which is that is there just a stack of bitmaps in the can that determine planets, or are those
The
textures
only
generated?
planets that are actually hard to design physically are the homeworlds of the major races, and
Okay.
Earth and Mars and Jupiter, because people know what those look like.
And Saturn.
and Saturn, yes. But the rest are created by what is essentially
Procedurally generated.
procedurally generated by a rather elaborate stamp system and an assorted gradient. So it literally picks like a surface, and then continents depending on the class, and then gradients depending on the class, and you get this randomized, very interesting look. And we
You'll
can
never
actually
see the same planet twice, basically.
You should never see the same planet twice.
Right.
Except Earth.
Hey, well, you see Earth, and
Altaria
Frenzy
and
and-
question. I lost a bunch of questions because chat moved too fast and Twitch only buffers so much chat. So I apologize if I missed your question. But anyway, Edge Simonson says, "Why do your alliance partners rarely vote for you in the United Planets? My Altarian buddies voted for the Drengen."
Yeah. I don't work on that part of the code.
essentially, if they will vote for you if they like you enough, but if they can be your ally and not be terribly happy with you. Also, they have to really like you to like
Vote
guarantee a vote.
Well, they also will vote in their best interests,
Yes.
which are not necessarily your
Sure.
best.
If they like you a lot, but it's super in their best interest, they won't vote for it.
Right. So sometimes, why did they vote for a Drengen who they don't like? Well, they might be doing that to prevent you from winning, for example.
Sure. Sam Dominion says, way back in OS2 Galciv, I seem to recall that the AI ran in separate threads so that the AI could think while the players were thinking. Any chance we will see that level of AI return?
It's already in here now.
Yep. The AI, we did not single thread the AI.
Oh no! In fact, this is all right. So let me this was part of my demo. So I was out in the Bay Area and I went to Polygon and GameSpot, and one of the things that was a big hit during the demo was turn times.
Sure.
Right, and I was running on an older Mac, but it has 4 cores, so it wasn't. And anyone who's played a 4X game knows, like, Galactic 3's turn times are insane.
Especially lately.
Yeah, especially lately. I've gone in there. Now,
Was it 5.3 or beta 6? I think that made a big difference on turn times on the larger maps.
Yeah, and that was actually, interestingly enough, that had nothing to do with AI. That was all caused by dealing with the sector lines and crap. It was
funny.
Yeah.
All right.
And animating ships beyond underneath fog of war.
Yeah.
So like that, and that's still the primary. So if you want to know what the primary cause of turn times now,
Here, they can watch some turn times here.
So yeah, if you type soak, you can have the AI play itself.
Okay.
Or as in my opinion, that
8,
should be the
9.
default way.
10.
Right, so you can see the turns going.
Oh, you have a little turn banner now.
Yep.
Yeah, it looks like autosave is still set. Oh wait, I thought for.
Oh, another thing is autosave was on every turn.
Yeah.
Ah.
Yeah, so it's kind of like, hey, look what we can do. So yeah, it's way faster. Now it can get faster, but it's not the AI keeping the game slow. The
Gotcha.
AI finishes its turn super fast.
Gotcha.
It's moving the darn ships underneath the fog of war.
Let's see. Anybody know where I can get Galciv 1 for OS2? Seriously. I have no idea where you could
You'd
find
have
that.
to get a VM. I'm sure Chris Willis has it. I would love to put it out there. I mean, it's an embarrassment. Other than the AI is probably better than anything I've done. 'Cause the game is a lot simpler,
Sure.
and I was willing to do things back then with my life that I wouldn't be willing to do now. Like, it had cloaked ships.
Which is another thing people ask for a lot, and we keep saying no. At least not for
Yeah, it's
Liz.
ironic. The OSU version had cloaked ships, but those were
Right.
they're super nasty for the eye, and I don't know if I'd be willing to do that again.
All right, let's see. Update on the faction files. They are apparently the finalists are working, but your Angry Joe one isn't working.
Oh, you're kidding! All right, so
So-
that's what happened.
So something
right.
something
So
screwed
what
up
did I
there.
do wrong?
I don't know. But we'll take a look at that. And fix it for sure. Let's see. The largest map in Galciv 2 is never big enough for me. Is there a way in 3 to make it a custom size, like larger than the custom maps in 2?
Galciv 3's largest maps are
Hilariously larger.
Yes.
yeah. I mean,
It's
like
literally 4x the largest size of the last expansion of Galciv 2.
yeah, it's
so
4 times bigger than the insane
It's a
size of Galciv 2.
roughly half a million tiles. I think it's like 200,000.
You have to have like 8 gigs of RAM.
Yeah.
Let's see. Speaking of, the faction empire size penalty is pretty brutal on maps with over 1,000 planets. It is impossible to keep morale above 0 after a certain point. Are there any plans to modify the penalty on maps with lots and lots of planets?
He's got 1,000
1,000
planets.
Wait, he has 1,000 planets. Send me the save game.
There you
of
go.
that, and
Yes.
then I'll be happy to look at it.
We can look into that. It's a flat and it's so small. I figured it wouldn't be a problem, but yeah, I guess I wasn't accounting for 1,000 planets. So we'll take a look at it. We could put a floor on it if it gets
Oh,
that
sure.
How do you get 1,000 planets? Though?
Cheat,
just
maybe
in your
colonize.
empire. I
Wait,
guess
no.
you'd have to play on an insane map with everything on abundant.
Yes.
And then you'd have to capture almost all the planets.
You'd have to colonize all like on turn 1 or something like that.
So that means
I mean,
if he has 1,000 planets, that means he must have like 10, 15,000 ships just for his side. You know, which is not going to help our Ashes of Singularity marketing message.
We did have somebody send in a thing where there was 1,000 or something like that ships on their way to different locations.
And that
at
was the
one point.
AI though doing
Yeah,
that,
it was
which
AI.
was stupid as God. Oh, yeah, stupid AI crap in that build.
Let's see. Can suicidal be made more difficult? It seems a bit too easy.
It
Certainly
probably
can be.
already is a lot more difficult in the current build.
Okay.
And will get more difficult as time goes by.
Oh yeah,
so.
and
right.
I can put. I'm happy.
Oh, don't.
There are absolutely. I mean, I haven't even started really tweaking with that stuff. I find all the settings to be pretty mild.
Okay. Let's see. Creature of Existence has a question that is fairly complex, and I'm not sure I'm reading it correctly. So my suggestion to you, because he says it's very important, it's like a balance thing with getting research and stuff. Post it on the forums so that we can look at it more in depth, so it's not just in the Twitch chat. I mean, I can't tell you how much that helps with bug reports and with like more complex balance, issues and all that kind of stuff.
Way too bright.
That
What
is
in the
normally
heck?
not that bright. I'm not sure why that's so bright.
Right.
The ambient's very bright.
Oh, I was tweaking with the.
No. It's back to default. Your contrast is 48, but that would not make it brighter.
We can look at that one.
Will we ever be able to queue research?
You already can.
How do you queue research?
You can select up the tree, but we don't really advertise it because I want to add a actual queue.
Okay, so you can like click on something later and it'll pick all the intermediate things, but you
Yes.
can't pick like I want to do this in engineering and this in
Yeah.
colonization.
What
and
I
whatever.
But the
actually
answer is
want-
we absolutely want to do that.
Yeah,
because
I
it's-
actually went in the other, like about a couple weeks ago and went. I really want to add a queue, but I can't. It's
You'll
like
be-
horrible.
I want you guys though. I want you to be happy for me to know that the AI does queue its research because
Ah.
that feature exists for it.
Excellent.
But because remember, you people, I mean, you shouldn't even be playing. This is about the AI and what you need to think. What does the computer need? How can I make the computer happy? Right, that's what this game's about. It's about the AI. They're gonna take me away, aren't they?
They might. They might. Can we lower the lockout timer on diplomacy? Says Larson.
I did. I moved it from 20 to 15.
Well, I like this. Apparently, our community is pretty tuned in to what we actually need to do to balance
well,
the game.
that's
So
because
that's pretty
we
awesome.
tend to pay attention. And
Yeah, well, I read it. I read it online and went, oh,
Brad
20.
is always there watching.
So
Matter of fact, I'll be coming in at 2 a.m. Some guy in the forums pointed out this. You need to fix that. Okay.
is the Terran home planet supposed to get the free first improvement like with the new colony? Because
No.
it doesn't. It is not. There you
It's
go.
not supposed to get the free because it's not a colony.
That's why they're colonizers and not homesteaders or something.
There you go. Let's see. There are several texts in the Your tree that are supposed to modify synthetic
Those
growth.
are fixed.
Those are fixed. All right. Battle sounds kind of loud. Can't hear you talk. Sorry about that. I can turn that down in XSplit. Let's see. Will there be some sort of modding tools to easily modify the custom race files and such? Well, I mean, there's certainly the faction designer. I don't know.
You know, faction designer will get better. There isn't an edit button. It's I had to when I was working at Total Biscuit one, I had to make some corrections to it, and I went, I have to copy it, change it, and blow away the other one. It's like, well, why would I have to copy it? Why can't I just edit? Why would you have a copy but not an edit? Huh?
I believe the answer is data structure system is weird, and we have to do dangerous things to fix it.
Well,
so
you know what?
we didn't fix it.
Back to the store. I'm on. You know, I'm gonna go on to Steam right now. Just do a negative review. And then StarXCO says does not recommend his own
It has to
game.
do with sharing
perfect.
and multiplayer and being able to have unique IDs to each race over a multiplayer game. What if you don't have? So there's all kinds of weird black magic we have to do.
We should totally blame it on multiplayer.
Yeah. Well, it is multiplayer's fault.
All 5 of us who play at multiplayer I will appreciate the $790,000 it costs to put that feature in.
Is that all?
That's not counting the support costs or the QA.
We have a really good question from Perturbed Waffle. What will endgame be like? In Galactic 2 and most strategy points, once you pass a certain point, you become unstoppable and the game is just mopping up. Are there any changes that keep the game exciting? And will gunboat diplomacy be possible in the game?
A couple answers on it. One, the AI is much more aggressive about surrendering, rather, so you don't have to. We don't want you to have to mop them up. If you've won, you've won. Eventually, I would like to see more random events that spice things up. That won't make it in pre-release, but that's one of the things I'd like to see down the line.
One of the reasons why we kind of dialed down like the major random events is because working on the scenario stuff, we've come up with a really nice system that essentially can make the mega events much more interesting than they were in Galactic 2. So it'll be interesting enough to where it's worthy of its own thing instead of just being a little bullet point in there.
Yeah, the thing is like in Galactic 2, all those random events were literally me doing if, dice roll, then and I executed code. Whereas we're looking to do a system where modders and stuff can actually create their own on top of what we make.
Sure.
Essentially, we'll use a lot of the same logic as the scenario system. So you can literally essentially an event is almost a scenario dropped into the middle of your game. Or, well, can be, not is.
Sure. But it can, the point is, they can be much more complex than everybody gets plus 25% tourism income for the next 10
Well, in
turns.
Galactic 2, you could have the Dreadlords show up in the middle of the map and start.
Yeah, but that's because somebody hand wrote that.
Yeah, somebody.
All right. Gunboat diplomacy actually is a good question though too. So
I'm not familiar.
I'm only
with
familiar with
the term.
gunboat, but only dealing with
the
Central
pirates are
America. So
I think the way I would interpret it anyway would be, having a large military and using it to bully people.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, you can already do that.
Well, that's we don't know the term gun. That's just diplomacy. No.
Yeah, we're Americans.
Yeah, that's what we call dredging diplomacy.
Oh boy.
Actually, no, that's pretty much human diplomacy.
So let's see. I like to play with the largest galaxy and max players, but I can't because it maximizes the CPU, and every time I end my turn, it's like the AI are all doing everything at once. My game crashes.
Ouch.
That's a
well. Is in beta 6?
yeah. I mean, it's hard to say. Like, I don't know what your CPU is, and like, if you can post the save and your DX diag to the forum, we can certainly take a look at it. If you don't know how to do a
The
DX
number
diag,
of cores on your machine is all about. Let me put it this way: every AI player uses a core. So it wants to use a core. I should
Yeah,
say
it
uses a thread. So if you have a 4-core machine, when you put 4 players on, then every AI has its own core, which is great. After that, though, they're sharing a core, so you put more and more and more on there, and it's going to get. Now that said, there is this.
Very bright.
The game, and it's not ideal still, but all the graphics are expensive on the CPU because we have to use a timer a lot to do this stuff. Someday that'll be fixed when we go to DirectX 12 and Vulkan, but that's a different story. That screen is bothering me.
This one? Oh,
Yeah, it is the brightness. It's
I love Akari. She looks so cool.
yeah.
That's why I made it.
I want Jenna in. Where is Jenna? Why isn't she should be a selectable?
She is a static image, and we want to make her a real image, and that is why she is not in.
She should be fully animated, but
She is done. She's modeled.
yeah.
Oh, nice.
Not in.
That's awesome. We had. Let's see. Oh, sorry. I'm being a terrible host. I apologize. Here we go. Does the AI know where habitable planets are at the start of the game?
Not anymore. I fixed it. So one of the reasons why. So here's the background on that. In beta 5, the AI did not know where the planets were, but there was a cost, and that is everyone had to store every tile in the galaxy themselves to know what they could and couldn't see. Does anyone have any idea how much memory that uses? Oh, I've got 100 players, and they all have how many tiles are there on a big
On
map?
an amazing 500,000. 480 something thousand visible tiles. There are tiles that are actually blocked because of the
It's a
shape of the
hex.
map.
Yeah. All right. So you got. So anyway, we couldn't. That was not viable. It looked good on paper.
That's where your 4 gigs went.
So we had to create a new system. The problem is that new system included hey, look at a shared system, and as soon as you could see it, they could see it. So I fixed that in beta, and this one it just went up.
Okay.
It's a very different feeling because I don't know now if they're gonna go. I just ran into this game. I had Angry Joe playing Total Biscuit.
Okay.
And I was playing as Total Biscuit, but at the time. But Angry Joe had to say, and like, I don't know if he knows about that planet. And like, do I rush it? And he didn't.
Nice.
Whereas before, he's going for it
Sure.
because
they
knows.
see everything.
Yeah.
Sure. Interesting. Let's see.
But he might know. He might have known about it. You never know.
Could you explain how raw production is calculated? It no longer seems to be population plus bonuses. Also, please have separate icons for production and manufacturing. I've only recently realized they aren't the same. That's a fair point. The production versus manufacturing. So production is what you get from your population. Your population produces X amount of production, and then that's
we actually
allocated.
have different icons now, although maybe they're
hooray.
not different enough. The orange hammer is manufacturing, and the yellow hammer is production.
It's something.
Essentially, the production is still, it's essentially your people, but there are some things, unlike before, there are some things that will give you raw production. There's a
Okay.
couple texts that will do it, and there's the
Will they
Promethean
show up?
factory.
Will they show up in the tooltip
Yeah.
though?
Yeah.
Like what?
Productive plus 1. Oh, wait, that's
Oh, that's a
manufacturing.
race trait. Yeah.
You know, where is it? I know it's in here somewhere. Oh, you're killing me. You ask me that right now in front of all these people.
I know.
You know, it should be right. Yeah, I guess it's not showing up.
Or do you not have anything unlocked that does it yet?
Maybe not, but like the Promethean, the Durantium refinery gives raw production.
Right.
But essentially, all that means is those raw production are essentially extra people.
Extra people.
They're
right.
people you don't have to feed.
Right. Which is
So
super awesome.
The
and
math
really
is still
powerful,
the
so-
same. You're just getting this extra little kick.
Sure. Is there a way to bully weaker races for UP votes in your favor, i.e., vote for this or we will annihilate you?
You can annihilate them. No, there is not currently a way to do that. And I don't know if, no. That's sounds like if we can find a way to make that fun, maybe an idea for the future.
But then again, remember anything you want to
sound-
do.
yeah.
People are gonna
The
expect
AI will
to
do,
it,
yeah.
And that's. I don't want to have to do that.
Yeah.
I don't recall specializations warning me that they are a pick one at the exclusion of the others type deal. I wonder, is that...
That's true. Now, I guess you won't make that when you do it the first time, and you
You'll
realize
figure it
the
out.
other
It
two.
says nowadays, although I guess it doesn't from there, it says choose one specialization.
Yeah. Does the technology tutorial do it? No.
Yes, it does.
Oh, it does? Okay. So, I mean, hopefully it won't be a problem for most players because
Yeah,
most players haven't been in beta
the only
forever.
reason it was ever an issue is because we had it that way for so long.
Right. Let's see. Nerf stacking sensors! Exclamation point.
Nerf stacking sensors.
Like just jamming a bunch of sensors. on
You
your
know,
I like that.
the only reason to nerf here's the dirty secret. The only reason to nerf stacking sensors is for performance, so that you can't see the whole galaxy. So as long as the game is performing, I have no problem with you building a survey ship that can expose the whole galaxy.
I will totally do that.
I do that all the time. I
Yeah.
I actually have a ship. I call it a probe, and
I will take a colony ship, cover it with sensors,
nice.
and park it every 50 tiles. I know if anybody's coming.
right. If we were gonna nerf it, what we would probably do is have diminishing returns.
Yeah.
Sure.
And that in Galactic 2, I believe we just capped it. It was just like you can't go more than this.
Yeah, that was for performance. I can't believe the stuff we were able to do on Galactic 2.
It is funny, and now you play it,
It's
and it's
insane
like so
because-
fast. And speaking of fast, we're at 423 turns.
Yeah, and that's we started a new game.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
Since
started a new game after the
the
stream
crash.
And
imploded. Yep.
apparently, now you can't tell me that doesn't look cool.
What?
It's a little bright, but it's
It's
very
the brightness of it, of the screen. It's not the it's not a problem with the planets.
Cool. Uh-oh.
What?
Oh, I guess the Drengen. Oh, that's interesting. Apparently, when you're soaking, the screen goes live. The Drengen made peace, and they jumped in on the.
The neutral bar.
Oh, that's hilarious. That's
Yeah.
right. That's one of the weird. All right, so one of the things about this is a DirectX 11 thing. We couldn't have done. We couldn't do this.
I like to actually do.
So a lot of people wonder always. I mean, people ask, well, why was DirectX 11 was such a big jump for us from DirectX 9, and I don't know, and it's such a big deal for us because we couldn't have done this stuff, right? I mean, the game is auto playing turns and stuff, and we can just go through everything, and everything is just live updates. Whereas you couldn't have done that before. Now without a hell of a lot of not semaphores, critical sections.
Surprised nobody's picked this up.
Let's see.
I guess
Oh,
I
he'll
cleared
get to
fog. He might not even know that's there.
No, remember, he doesn't know.
Right.
No, I mean, I said
Right.
I cleared the fog. He probably doesn't know that.
Oh, you cheated the fog off?
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
You know,
I'm just pointing out
Because the
that
player actually doesn't.
here's one of the things that I want people to.
necessarily
I want
get the
people,
fog cleared
but
when
you
you-
guys were listening to this. I want some defense on forums when someone says the AI is stupid for not doing something. It doesn't get to see. Like I did
Sure.
in following Enchantress and stuff. I always had people. I can't believe the AI walks into that ambush. It's like they couldn't.
It's an ambush.
Right? They didn't see your army. Yes, they walked into it. They couldn't. It was outside their fog of war. And I want when someone says, "I can't believe the AI didn't build a star base around that." Actually, you got to do it right. I can't believe the AI didn't.
Clearly, the AI should have known that.
Now everybody knows where I get my bitchy voice from. I'm just parroting Brad's. Brad's forum guy.
Yeah.
Voice.
I can't believe they didn't rebuild a star base. Or it's like they sure in Beta 6 they did. Like no kidding. In Beta 6 they did because they could see them. Now they can't. I have to actually send out scout ships. I don't want the AI building 100 scout ships, right? Do you want the AI building 100 scout ships? I mean, it takes a long time to research the galaxy, and someone never implemented a share maps treaty.
Yes, there is. There is.
There is?
It's just exploration treaty.
Is that what it? Oh crap! Well,
Someone never. It's been in the game for like 8 months.
all right. Well, I'll have to go and I don't think I have the AI trade.
It looks like the Altarians are finally stepping up to take out the pirates. Here it is.
Nice.
Oh yeah.
Oh wait, how good's their ship?
Ooh.
Oh, those are nasty.
What are they? They you changed my name, so I can't tell what anything is anymore.
No, you have to click on the individual ship. I didn't change those names.
No. Chris Buckles rewrote it.
Oh yeah.
Stream underfoot.
I love
the
it.
ARS stream underfoot,
That's
which
kinda
I'm
awesome.
assuming.
All right,
is-
hey, I got a question for the fans. So,
Oh, that looks nice.
so the every
Oh, look, he
one of them
died
died in real time.
In real time. That's hilarious.
That's I know it's crazy. You didn't update the list. All right, so question for the audience. So every AI player has their own names their own ships, different things. Now the argument is that I find that more immersive. but there are others who feel that makes it harder to know what the ship is. Right? If everyone has, it's a bomber.
Yeah.
Or a defender.
Then you go, oh crap, bomber coming.
Right.
Yeah.
But it's not if it's the hugs gently.
Which is probably literally a name.
Right. Well, the Altarians' names are like all euphemisms. Are
Yeah.
supposed to be.
I've fought both sides of this argument. I'm the one who came up with all the original names, and I liked the convention. But what we ended up doing was essentially adding, I don't want to stop it here. If you mouse over these guys now, it'll actually say class, support, cargo. And that essentially tells you its role and its size. And that's the thing that you need to know. That's what I used to get from the name. So I'm okay with it now. But it was, for a couple weeks, kind of painful to make the transition.
When I design a ship, do I know the cost of the component now?
You should.
So if I go to new...
I think this got in yesterday. Oh, actually, no, that got in even before that. But we actually added...
Let's see. No, it is not. There is still no cost.
What?
In that tooltip.
There it is.
There's maintenance.
Wait.
What? There's no cost in there.
Where's the cost?
Oh, there is. Beam weapon cost. There's the cost. You're right.
Yeah.
Oh, weird. Yeah. Okay.
Okay, but go back to your... go to the...
So maybe for some reason it's not on the
it's
engine?
not on the
Not
engine?
drive system cost.
Drive system cost.
Oh. Can we just have it say cost?
Probably
Yeah,
should
we
just say
can, but the
cost.
problem is yes, we can. The problem is that it's the way the modifiers. It's sort of
like
little technical
It's sort of
thing.
like all the when I play as a your and everything says your research. It's like, I know.
Yeah.
Quit calling it your whatever.
We need to essentially rework the way the modifier, the naming of the modifiers work to support that. Right now, they end up having to have unique names, or else when you mouse over something that gives a reduction to a particular type of mass or something, there's no way of knowing, and it gets confusing.
Hey, does anyone of you guys listening to this, one big favor you could really do for us if you've been playing the betas and liking them, it does make a big difference, is if you go on to the Steam page, go on the store page, and review the game.
I make that call every week.
Right. I'm
Weird?
just saying
No,
it really is a big deal.
It is a totally big deal.
It's not just an ego thing.
Here's a quick tool tip. Here's a quick tool tip that people, new tooltip people will see, is that now you can actually see what your weapon's range, cooldown, and accuracy is. Which is really nice. And it actually says long range, short range, so that's very...
All right, what about when I'm actually on the map and I'm about to go into battle?
Well, let me just show you. I select him and I go here, beam range, cooldown range. So that's the actual range of this ship, whereas in the ship editor, it's your default range.
How about when I... Oh, okay.
If you click on him, it should be here too. Oh, it's not. Oh,
No.
I got burned.
Back to the store.
Burned.
Back into the salt mines for you. We have a bunch of excellent questions that I'd love to get to.
Just so you know, I wanted to remove weapon range from the game.
I think we had that discussion last week, actually. Or it might have happened off the air. I don't remember. But, all right. Please, more custom faction colors. We talked about that. There will totally be more custom faction colors. Don't worry about it.
They're being worked on.
Excellent question here. Could we get an icon or a different color for specialization text in the trade screen so that you can see what the specializations
That's a good
are?
idea.
That is a good idea.
That's a good idea. No,
Can you write it down so we'll remember it?
usually I end up watching the stream and I write these things down after. Or I ask Ray, hey, look at this. That's crazy.
We had a question. Are random events in this game? Absolutely, random events are in this game. There's colonization events.
Oh, wow.
There's random
when you
events.
zoom in, look how fast the turns start going.
Oh,
'cause it's not
that's
rendering.
What's happening. No,
Because I don't having to watch anything.
The influence is
it's updating.
changing in real time.
Yep.
That's hilarious. The battling of
Look at- actually, this is very interesting.
This is
Look
a big deal. You need to tell them about the unselect that guy. Just and put your mouse over.
Oh,
This
yeah,
is a
people-
new feature people need to know.
I think this was in the last beta.
no,
but
it was not.
Yeah.
Oh, that is nice.
Yeah.
So you can see here,
what
look,
is
at
actually-
43.
They're
42.
Put on this corner one. What is it?
Oh,
No, not
oh
the-
it's
not on
because
the
it's
black
on a
hole.
black hole. I can't get exactly on the corner. Oh, I got to.
Yeah, you have to hold it.
42, 31. So the problem is that whoever owns this little, and then we don't show like everybody, so somebody else might have a little bit and it'll throw off the calculation. Oh, Iridium owned this solid.
Right.
Nice.
Well, this is important because I was building culture bases, and I needed to know, like, is this because I usually win through culture. Yeah. I try not to fight wars myself.
We did, however,
messy.
do some substantial rebalancing of culture for people who have noticed that was overpowered. So yeah, that you won't be able to quite walk through a culture victory like you could in the last build.
Let's see. We had a question a while back that I didn't ask, but do Elite Founders get expansions also, or just DLC? They get everything.
They get everything.
And no, you can't be an Elite Founder anymore. Sorry, the window has closed. That was only open for like the super faithful,
very
basically.
short time, before we had anything.
Yep. When you were buying the game pretty much on spec.
Right.
There was like a screen. There was like Lord Kona and
those people
like one ship.
and those people took a lot of grief too.
They did.
A lot of people are like, oh, you guys you're stupid. You shouldn't have
Right.
bought. I'm doing the wrong voice again.
It was because we were on Steam. We didn't get any grief until we went on Steam.
Yeah.
We went on Steam with a $99 price point, and everybody thought that we were going to sell the game forever for $99, even though it said like right up front, like this is only this like super edition.
Yeah, but people flame the people who bought them.
Also,
and it's like, now who's laughing?
Who's that?
now that the game actually looks awesome. So let's.
Well, not
see.
just that. I'm just saying those people are going to get all the DLC, and we
Right.
have endless amounts of it. And they don't even have to do anything, right? They just
It'll
come
just
in, and
appear.
it just appears in their account
Space
for
Monsters?
the next
question
7
mark?
years.
Speaking
Space
of
Monsters?
DLC,
They're not. Yeah, that'll be a DLC.
All right. Let's see.
I do have lots of ideas for cool space monsters.
We had a space sperm in Gauss of 1.
I do not include the space sperm, however. That is not in my.
It wasn't supposed to look like that, but that's what it effectively looked like.
Well, we have better artists now.
Hey, the art in Gauss of 1 was pretty good.
Oh, so here's a question. I was led to believe we could run 100 factions on an insane map, which you totally can. I think it's a 128 is the ultimate like faction cap.
And
right?
I
Did
have-
we 128? I thought it was 100.
It's 128, I think.
But anyway,
I've done 100.
I tell people 100. so-
I've done 100-ish. I mean, I eventually
Right.
get sick of creating the
Maybe it's 128 if you include the
and I on
minors.
an insane
Sure,
map.
sure.
So yes,
I have an 8-core system, so by Brad's definition of threads, are you able to even run 100 factions on a single map? Absolutely.
Yes.
It's the threads get shared out between the different factions. It's all that's not.
I
It's
mean,
not like one to
just bear
one.
in mind. I mean, we used to only have 1 core, and we used to have 6. Here's one way to look at it. We used to do 16 races on 1 core back in the day, right? And that
Right,
was on much
right.
slower, crappier, with
And
less
there-
memory.
Let's be honest. There are a lot of strategy games out there that run all their AI on 1 core,
As in almost all of them.
as in almost all of them.
In fact, as far as I know, we may be the only one that does that. Civ 5 runs their AI on 1 core.
Everybody's
Yep.
fighting but me. Apparently, I'm sucking up to people.
Hey, that can be a very viable strategy.
But one of the things I want you to notice, though, is that they may be fighting, but no one's fighting more than 2.
Yeah.
Do you have any plans?
That was a big change I put in.
Do you have any plans for the player to be able to release minor nations when you conquer their homeworld? Like release them as a vassal kind of a thing?
No.
All right.
Not in your term.
currently. Yeah. We had something similar to that in FE.
That was in the original design.
Yeah, I've
Have
always.
vassals.
It's something I've always wanted to do ever since FE, actually. And then I was like, I'm the designer now. I'm going to do that. And then it turns out, maybe it's not.
They're
so fun.
we'll eventually have vassals.
Sure. People do not want us to nerf censorships, so there you go.
You mean censors?
The
What's that?
one thing we have
Not
learned.
censorship.
The one
Well-
thing.
Oh, censorships.
No censoring the censorships. The
hate
one thing
you.
we've learned is that people will learn to love anything, even if it's broken, and then will yell at us for it when we
That's
fix
true.
it.
That's true.
Oh, look.
See, wow. What kind
We
of ships
need
are those?
a-
I mean, that's nasty.
So they just
I
have
need a
What are
mode.
they?
I want a mode where that it shows the battles. in
I
some-
know.
it's
I asked
turn-
for that yesterday.
it's turned like
Look
a
at that,
billion. So.
144.
Well, you are on turn 743.
Yeah. These are. I think these might all be huge.
Let's see. Oh my goodness.
Pounding argument.
Poundy are.
Oh,
Okay.
by the way, I asked them to put in. Sarah is supposed to make it so I can click on those ships and bring.
Yeah,
up the
that'll be awesome.
Oh yeah. Let's
Oh,
see.
also, I don't know if people noticed it, and those definitely only had 3 in it, but now
I don't think they'll be in
it
those.
shows all the. It shows the entire fleet in fleet detail.
Oh,
But
cool.
we're gonna either have to make a note because reviewers are gonna start reviewing it next week, and if I were a reviewer, I would be deducting points. I can't go and click on those guys and tell
Man.
you about each spec.
I hate.
reviewer,
I
right?
absolutely detest the model of you start at a 10 or 5 stars or whatever, and you get points knocked off for things that annoy
Now, how
me.
would you do it? then?
Absolutely
How would,
detest that model.
You can select them here, but that's not the same.
So
thing.
all right. So what would? All right. Well, wouldn't you not? All right. Wouldn't that be a negative in your mind that I can't click on those screen to be clicked on? In my
Yeah.
Yeah,
I would
no,
be
they do.
Totally not.
They do.
And we do it in the battle viewer, so you should totally just be able to
It's
click
the
it.
same
fact,
thing where you just have the
I'm
little
going
thing
on
that comes off.
You know what?
and-
I'm already. I already
He's
put
going
it.
to go downvote us.
No, I already did on Steam. I've already put it in my neg, but Amazon waits.
Excellent.
And there's still.
Apparently, the Iridium and the Altarians are very unhappy with each other.
Awesome.
Look at there's
So-
an anomaly in this that nobody ever got.
So funny. So, all right.
Still, well, if you're playing on a harder level, they'd get it because they do get Fog War unhidden. Cheap.
Well, I mean, I wonder what happened because maybe their survey ship got destroyed.
All right, let's go. More.
I'm trying.
Some of us are going to fall asleep shortly.
Please show remaining research rounds in the Econ Manager to prevent overflow. Now, overflow does get applied to your next project, so it's not a huge deal that you need to like. We certainly don't want you to have to go micromanage your to like exactly hit
Oh my
your
god,
research
that would
or
be so
anything.
hard when you have a bunch of planets
That'd
to
be
go like, oh, I need
horrible.
to only select a tech that will take exactly the amount of.
Right.
Yeah, no.
No, so
Yeah.
I mean, remaining research rounds is not a bad idea to throw in there for in the science readout, but you don't have to worry about overflow as like you're not like gonna be screwed if you don't micromanage that by any
Everybody
means.
is kung fu fighting.
They're not, but but they are. But
So these guys are trading with them.
I want to point. Wait. Well,
Well, it's
went back to
updating.
war.
oh no,
live.
you're at war with the Drengen now.
Yeah.
Ooh, now the Drengen, though, click carefully. The
Drengen
Drengen are
are-
only at war with one major power.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
and
are
two
those are miners?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So one of the big things I did is I really beefed up the AI's strategic thinking, planning. And also one other thing I want to point out. I know that this may be boring to most people, but go back. Where are the Drengen?
Oh.
No, I mean, so they're at war with these guys right here. Like people can see where I'm pointing, with the miners and you, right?
Yes.
So go back to the map. Now look where the Drengen Empire is located.
They're up here. In the,
Right, and where are you?
I'm down
I guess it doesn't matter. This, but
I'm here, so I am
notice
touching
you
them.
have an adjacent border with them.
Yeah.
So one of the things that was so stupid in Beta 6, and this is one of those things, it's my fault, but because I've programmed the same logic for 20 years, is that doggone it, if they can't, and it happens every strategy game. If I'm
This
on their side of
miner's
the
doing
galaxy
pretty
or the
good,
other
I
side of the continent or whatever, and I'm not, don't declare war on them.
right. No,
right.
and that's been a problem in strategy games forever.
I have an actual set of APIs based on who do I hate the most.
I love that. How much of your career have you spent thinking about who do you hate the most?
You know, the funny thing is, that's what gets me into trouble. I pretty much like everybody.
Brad is surprisingly jolly for those of you who don't know him personally.
I'm shocked that the Terrans are doing so well considering.
Wait. What look at that planet there? I want this save game. Why hasn't anyone?
Oh wow.
Probably because you took away their ability to find
Oh
it.
yeah. Well,
And I cleared the fog, and the war probably broke out before they got to it.
Wait. Scroll back. But the Altarians should totally know about that planet by now. You know what? I need to debug. Oh, here. Click on that planet. Watch this. Hey everyone, here's a free. Type info.
Oh.
And it released. It doesn't show. I get to go out what the AI knows about it. And,
Funny.
does the AI know about this planet? No.
Hey Adam, tell Brad that the AI will send a colonizer straight through the pirates, and after they lose that one, they will send another and another and another.
That shouldn't happen anymore.
That should never have happened.
Well, they would run away. They'd run away.
No. They actually have one of the more expensive things. Is there's actually a check danger map function, and that is it literally is supposed to go through. And I know why. Wait, in Beta 6, you shouldn't have done that.
I don't know. I think this is a behavior that somebody saw and they wanted to.
No. But we actually have a function. We have a the most expensive AI function in the game is check danger map, where it goes and looks at its path and sees if there's, danger on it, and if there is, it tries to avoid it. So that's annoying that it's doing that.
Well, there you go. We had a bunch of people saying that they would love.
We're at 882
Well, let's check out the memory.
Oh yeah.
All right, Galciv is using 2
2 gigs.
gigabytes, which is way better than the 14 you were using before.
Since it's a medium map too, with
Yeah, but it would have still been using a
Media
crazy
map
amount.
on like turn a gajillion, yeah. We had a bunch of people talk saying that they would love to see ways to like make privateers or to bribe the privates to bribe the pirates to attack other people or put bounties on ships and stuff like that.
The funny thing is, that's one of the features we had to take out for the release. But yeah, we agree. It's coming.
Holy crap! He's stacking a giant stack of death here. Oh, here's the new stack ship.
Oh yeah, which I told you to take out.
What?
Remember, I didn't think you'd manage. I didn't think you would be.
Oh,
able
I
to
didn't
get
expect actually this to get in either, but Sarah like just magicked it up
hooray.
one day.
Well, we have Sarah is like this insanely good developer. She wrote all the code for the custom civs, by the way.
Oh,
She's
nice.
one of the most talented developers I've ever met.
That is a whole lot of ships, man.
Who is that, and who are they?
Is that the Iridium?
Yeah, the Iridium and the Altarian seem
Oh,
to be.
I don't think things are going well for the Altarians.
Hey,
It does not look
Showdown.
like it.
But you see, by having the AI focusing more, it's not just endlessly wait. You know what though? They should be taking out that shipyard.
That is weird. It is.
Oh
weird
wait,
that
how built up is it?
I think that it might be orphaned.
Oh, and if it's
Oh.
No,
orphaned,
it's
they
not
don't see it.
orphaned.
No, it's built.
Oh,
There
there
it
it
goes.
goes.
Sorry.
Never mind.
Never mind.
It just
Alright.
took them a while. Maybe they wanted to make sure they
It's
could win.
well, shipyards are a relatively low priority because they tend to lose ships.
We had a question forever ago that they would love to
Oh.
see an option for
What is that?
the ability to
I thought I
see.
saw a bigger ship there.
People would love to see like
at it.
last move trails of ships that pass through their vision because it's hard to see like
Yeah,
border
Paul.
violations and stuff.
What?
And we want to be able to click on. People want to see where the
Where the border
trails.
violation was, yeah.
Basically, you know how you see those trails. Basically, where an option to leave them.
Oh, that would be cool
All right. Let's
As an option.
as an option.
Yeah, there's
I
other
would
games
not
that,
use.
that I play, like 4X games that have a notification system that you can click on the notification and it takes you to whatever, like if it was a border violation, right?
Well, this will
And
do
you'll go
that.
see
You can
it.
say, I want to. This is.
Well, for that, right? Will it do it for border violations?
Yeah.
And it'll
wait
oh,
till
okay.
there
All
is
right,
one,
fair
and
enough.
I will show you.
Yeah,
enough.
unless they have open borders. treaties.
Sure.
Which
At
I
one
might
point there
have.
was this really loud burn sound for every notification.
The
Well, of course, now that I'm looking, nobody's coming in my area.
Here's a good-
I might actually
How
have.
come? Why haven't the drenching killed you?
Because they're busy killing these guys.
You must not be their primary enemy.
well, and he doesn't have any planets anywhere near the border either.
I also might have a decent military. Let's see.
Well, that has nothing to do with it. The AI, I mean, that's
oh
just,
boy,
Oh,
yeah,
no,
the
I'm
Iridium
like way
are.
down in the crapper. Yeah, they should be killing me.
Uh,
Maybe it's because they're occupied. I am way in the corner.
You're too far away from them.
Yeah.
can
We
we get?
need more text that just increase range generally, just for the AI, so it doesn't because your ship designs aren't super generous. With,
I
range.
can tweak both.
I have a question for you.
Yes.
Can we get an animate once option in the ship designer? An example would be an X-wing that opens up its S-foils.
That
and
is something I've
reveals
always
battle.
wanted, and someday something like that will appear, but it is not currently on the books. I always wanted to have a battle mode, so like in an X-wing where it's like it's exactly what they want. Where at the start of the battle, your ship does this thing, because I mean, can you imagine they all transform? Yeah. So
All right. Everybody is pretty much on the side of unique names for each faction's ships.
yeah. Well,
Right.
congratulations, that's what you got.
Yes, yay, yeah, and
And
thank you,
then once again,
and thank
and
you,
thanks
Chris
for
Buckles.
Vindicating
Buckles is great.
Brad's craziness.
Well, I'm not the one to implement though. Chris
No.
Buckles is the one. I just one who thought we needed it. I'm all about immersion is big. I just didn't have the talent, but thanks to Cracked, and which is how I met Chris Buckles. We were able to get our writing. He's over on Star Control.
Maybe I'll
starting
grab
next week.
somebody in here.
Uh,
I don't
when are random factions in the game as a launch option going to be put in?
Random factions.
That means you don't know who you're playing against. That should be 2 months ago. Oh, sorry. I'm just going to be a heckler, a professional heckler.
I just assume that that's the way you viewed yourself all the time.
That's
Brad.
true. Yes.
And I'm gonna sound stupid because I thought they were.
No, they're not. You can't just randomly select who you're playing
Nope.
against. Very annoying.
It was in my mock-up. That's
Well,
in my defense.
if it doesn't make ship, it'll
Yeah.
be in there
Yeah.
soon after.
Sure. Let's see. Can we shoot other players' ships out of our Zoc in the new build? Like, can you yell at them for violating open borders or violating your borders without an open borders treaty?
You're not by ship. We debate this issue all the time, and here's the thing about it. Those are not political boundaries.
Yes.
The AI, everyone thinks they're political boundaries, but they're not. But because they're just your area of influence. Your political boundary is your planet.
That's I always felt that was kind of my political boundary, to be honest.
Well, I had the AI treat it that way because that's how human players treat it. So
which is
that's ironic. So they are not the political boundaries. The computer players treat them as political boundaries because the human players who play the game, who pay the money, also treat them like political boundaries. But they're not political boundaries.
Fair enough. Thaddeus Farron has told us 19 times that when you click turn, the sound is identical to the Supreme Commander Aeon comm sound. Will this be remedied? I, for one, am going to find a null MP3 and replace that click with a null MP3.
What are you talking about?
The UI click, the little click that happens every time you hit a freaking button. Makes me want to.
Oh, it doesn't bother me.
Oh, it fills me with murderous rage.
Hey,
the
I
end
just
turn
put in
ones-
75 minutes of music.
No,
into
fair
the
enough.
Game that
Fair
you guys,
enough.
no one seemed to notice was missing. Back
Let's-
to the store.
Answered that last week.
Apparently
Can you make
nobody's gonna
patrol rally points? I don't think we have patrol
Yeah.
functionality. Or
What do you mean? You can move them around and stuff?
well, right, but can you set like 2 or 3 rally points and have
Oh
ships
yeah,
patrol?
no. People have
around?
asked that a lot. I have some ideas for more advanced rally point system, but it's certainly not anything that's going to be in.
We definitely want to get into building more stuff on the map.
Yeah.
We just have to think of because Galaxy 3, we were always limiting Galaxy 2 by the memory. I mean, when we shipped Galaxy 2, that 2 gigabyte limit was killing us.
Right.
Galaxy 3, it's always a 4X strategy, but I want way more Civ building in that over the next decade.
I would love to at some point have a race style that lives on asteroids.
Oh yeah,
That'd be sweet.
like on what's it called? Free fall? Oh no, free falling.
Falling free.
Falling free. Thank you.
Wow, that's a reference.
Can you show planetary resources in a bar on the top of the UI like the mined ones?
Planetary?
Planetary
Like,
resources?
yeah.
Trade resources?
I assume that's what he's talking about.
They're not really kind of in the same.
Oh, you died. Wait, or did you run out of turns?
No,
I think you died.
That looks like dead.
No, I think you ran out of turns.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
This is
because
what the
you
game-
haven't set. You didn't turn off the
Yeah, I
turn
didn't turn
limit.
off the-
1,000.
Oh.
And look, here's a victory cutscene, and here's our cool new screen, which I
Yeah.
kind of showed the other day.
Yeah, yeah.
I wonder what was my most powerful ship that I made, as in not me. My favorite. Let's
Constructor.
see. A blockade runner. We should actually have it mouse over it so you can tell what the actual stats of that ship was.
Go back to overview. I want to see what was a victory or defeat.
On the
Most powerful? What does that mean?
It means. That probably means turn limit. It's a bad string. Hey.
Oh, funny.
Yeah, we got to fix that. Turn limit. In other words, I lost at the end of the turn limit, and I was not the most powerful, but for some reason, it's like most powerful.
Oh, right. It's excellent.
Oops.
All right.
The overall score's not in this build.
Isn't that faction power?
No. Go back to ranking.
No. There's a score. There is a score right here.
Right. It's
Oh,
not
right.
in.
Oh, right.
I thought it was off to ask Derek what's going on with that because he's been.
Yeah,
the
because
one
that's all being
spearheading
uploaded.
that, yeah.
It gets uploaded now to your.
It might
Metaverse
honestly be in, but not being accessed by the.
Let's go to the timeline.
Look,
So-
my score is 3.
yeah.
Oh, you know what? Maybe it's because
Oh.
I cheated. So I don't know.
Oh, that could be. All right, we are like way over time actually, which we had technical problems, so I don't feel bad about making up for that with a little bit. I do want to fire out just a couple more questions that are in the chat that I think are pretty cool. CW, by the way, said that on the tip on the colonizer getting eaten by pirates and just sending more and more colonizers through the pirate death zone. It was in the opt-in at the beginning of the week, which I believe was beta 6 opt-in. And he said that there was an uncolonized planet inside the range of the pirates.
Oh.
Was the problem.
Right, but the AI is supposed to be looking at, unless if it was in beta 6,
Beta 6 opt-in, which I don't think is any different than Beta 6. I don't think we changed that build.
Okay, then.
Or we did a little bit.
Because I don't know. One of the builds is the one where the AI stopped being able to see the fog of war.
Okay.
And that's
so they might not be remembering that the pirates
well,
are
he
there?
doesn't remember. He either knows it or not. The AI doesn't have. If the AI gets to remember all that stuff, now you're talking every player has to be able to remember that stuff, and that is you're talking on a big map that would be hundreds of megabytes.
Sure. No, that's fair.
I don't know what to do about that too, because he's right. That is I'd say play at a higher difficulty level.
All right, so I think we're going to close out the stream. If you haven't checked out the faction contest, please do. Voting just opened today for our 8 finalists as handpicked by the Galactic Civilizations 3 dev team.
That doesn't change the thumbnail.
They are
pick
some really
it should
creative
regenerate
races.
the thumbnail.
It does not.
Okay.
I ended up because my Total Biscuit player, I'm called the Worm, and
has purple ships or something.
It has Drengen style.
Yeah.
But they're supposed to be white.
I think that's because in order to save memory, if there's already an icon, we don't regenerate, so it must have, and we give them default ones. Yeah, we can make it regenerate them. We have to make it so that it's like by faction.
Right.
So.
Post-release.
Yeah.
There you go. Anyway, vote for your favorites. You get to pick 3 out of the 8 for the faction contest. You can download the factions and check them out in your own game. Please do review us on Steam if you feel that we deserve it. We appreciate everybody who takes the time. As Brad said, it really makes a difference. And if you have reviewed us in the past, anybody who takes the time to update the review too is super, super helpful. We really appreciate it. It makes... I live in the marketing world these days, and I can't tell you how much of a difference it makes. So
the Steam review score is actually more important now than Metacritic.
So that is a large map. Anyway, that's it for the stream. Thank you all for coming. Really appreciate it. We are so close to release. May 14th. It's coming. It's coming, and Paul's going to sleep in a week and a half.
Yeah, that's my dream.
Yeah, when are we going on our cruise?
I don't know about you, but I'm hoping to go on one in July.
No, I thought you were taking me on one. You and I are going on a cruise to Alaska.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing.
You could